welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Levski for some more recent Star Citizen news highlights. This week's Around the Verse was hosted by Sandy Gardner with Sean Tracy. And first of all, there is an update on what the studios have been working on recently with Ricky Jutley. Now, first of all, Ricky Jutley showed us what the UI team have been working on. Now, basically, they've been converting all the displays to take advantage of the RTT tech. So basically what this means is that although at the moment things were being hardwired to be displayed on your visor HUD in your helmet, everything will be displayed as well on your MFD displays in your ship, and it will be a real-time depiction of what is going on in the game. It won't be faked, so the ship you may be tracking will be displayed in real time, or maybe the person you may be talking to across, say, the Stanton system or anywhere will be displayed in real time. Now, this tech also has the ability for you to customize the displays in your ship, so you'll be able to have customizable displays as well. Obviously, all this work is ongoing, and we'll see more of it in the future, and there'll be ongoing improvements. Now, they've also been working on improving the procedurally generated technology for moons and planets, and with 3.1 we'll first see some of this in evidence, Ricky said, when you actually approach Yella, and obviously I'll be looking out for that. He told us that they've been improving some of the tools, like being able to reposition planetary outposts automatically, and they've been working on the new space stations, the truck stops, and they've been working on the tools which enable them to procedurally generate thousands of locations overnight. Now, Ricky said not all of these are usable, but he said it does create some very interesting layouts, so this will help them speed up development, I'm sure. Continuing to work on the new ships for 3.1, the Miss Razor, the Anvil Terrapin, and of course the Aegis Reclaimer. Now, they've also been working on impact reworks for the Genomai R97, the PAR Distortion Scattergun, and the Scourge Railgun. Now, they've also been working on the legibility of the Mobi-Glass UI. Now, they're hoping to make this a little bit more readable, and what they're going to do is to try and to get the Mobi-Glass to occupy more of the screen, so it is going to be easier to actually read. Now, we had a look again at the customization screen for the characters, and they've been actually implementing the characters to have different facial expressions, so they don't look so blatantly bland. Now, Ricky showed us the work they're doing on service beacons. Now, this will be the first iteration which goes into 3.1, which, as I speak, is now with the Evocati group. And you'll be able to pay other players for personal transport or combat assistance. Obviously, the service beacon feature will expand as time goes on, but this should add quite a bit of additional gameplay into the game, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing how this operates. Now, this week's special feature was all about optimization in the game, and well, it was a pretty extensive segment. Now, it featured countless developers talking about various things to do with performance in the game, and well, some of it, to be honest, I didn't really understand. Now, what was easier to understand was what Matt Intrieri showed us, that he'd been working on some landing gear, and by combining that into a mesh
it sort of like reduced the level of draw calls required. He also showed us how they're using portals in ships like the Caterpillar to improve performance, and he said they're having problems at the moment, so you've probably seen some of the skeleton of the Caterpillar appear in game now and again, so they're actively working on improving this. And he showed us and told us about that they've been actually working on some new systems. Chris Rain's been working on assigned distance fields, which will actually replace the current system they've been working on, and that will enable multi-physics grids for when ships break apart. You'll be able to walk in broken apart ships. Now, I think that's probably why we're waiting for the Hull C, because it has to have a multi-physics grids for when those arms actually come out with the cargo.
Now, I did find that the Reverse-to-Verse with Rob Johnson and Clive Johnson did give me more of an idea and more of a grasp of what the technical challenges for the developers are. And basically for 3.1 they're working on some general improvements. Now, a lot of the problems, it's not really network, which I think probably all of us have made a mistake of thinking that's the one problem. They actually told us that it's a general thing across all of the game, you know, how it's been put together. Now, they have got a roadmap on how they're going to solve some of these problems. Now, first of all, for 3.1, they're going to have serialized variables in. Now, this isn't the blind culling, which was supposed to be the one of the big solutions to actually giving better frame rates. Now, blind culling has to go hand in hand with the object container system, which will come online later in the year. But serialized variables should give some improvement, and obviously other little tinkers they're doing with the game will give a more optimized performance. But the developers did warn us that sometimes that when they introduce some features which should give better performance, it can have the reversed effect. So possibly if you're in the Evocati at the moment, because it has gone to the Evocati group, if you're experiencing some problems, well, this is the time when they're going to actually look at it and put them right. So hopefully things are going to get a lot better in 3.1, but it's going to be a long-term solution to the performance issues. But they're optimistic that ultimately there should be no problem in actually getting large big ship fleet battles in the game. So that will be something which ultimately everyone wants to see. But at the moment, without the object container system and blind culling, it's pointless putting, well, anything larger than probably a reclaimer into the game, and that is a big ship, as there's been some leaked pictures on Reddit of that in the 3.1 from well, someone in the Evocati, whoever that could be. But optimization's very complicated, but now this is well worth watching yourself. Both the optimizations segment in Around the Verse and the interviews with Clive and Rob Johnson. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like, and also it would help the channel a lot if you could consider subscribing. So until next time, wherever you're watching at that big universe, you take care, and hopefully I'll see you all sometime soon. Bye for now.